Hello, everyone. Hello, my loves. Welcome to your. Okay, this is going to be a little bit about, actually, a lot about the Taurus lunar eclipse, the partial lunar eclipse that we have this week. That is going to be the biggest energy playing out this week. And this is something that has really been what 2020 is leading up to, like all year. All year, we've really been leading up to this week and the next couple of weeks. So, this is going to be a lot about that and changing timeline. Hi, Sheila, welcome. And a lot about changing timelines because we're changing tastes. And that's why this is called Changing Tastes and, the Taurus eclipse. Whew. So everything okay, so I have like this overview and this is like typed out. Like, this is why, like, I woke up early. Oh, thank you. Grand Rising, Laura. Oh, I love you guys so much. Um, I typed this out because I just had to really organize it. There's a lot happening. And so when I break it down day by day this week, just know that these energies might be hitting you. If I talk about something, hopefully you're watching this on Monday, but if I talk about something on Wednesday or Thursday, it might hit and activate. You might act it out on Monday or Tuesday. So just take this whole week in and don't feel like everything is like by the day, because everyone has an individual natal chart and you guys are all like on your own, timelines, and I'm here to support that. So just like whatever you're feeling, honor that, like in your own time, in your own timing, in your own timeline. This is going to be embedded in your subconscious, so you'll be activating this stuff like you'll feel it. You'll feel it. Okay, so hopefully everyone has the coffee or their tea or what have you. Hey, everybody, welcome. Oh, thanks, Junior. I really did want to like look, a little bit more put together. Oh, goodness gracious, put together for this because this is going to be going down in the history books. Like, this is really going to be. We're going to look back at November 2021. Let me just say, and I just want to look back and be like, oh, you were so cute, Natalie. Okay. Let me start. So this is like the real. This is what I'm starting what I wrote. Okay. So we are changing timelines through changing tastes. This is going to be easier for me to get through because there's so much that's like triggering for everybody. We're changing timelines through changing tastes. Whew. I want to start with defining spirituality. Everyone has their personal spirituality, whether they are consciously using it or not. I feel like in this like spiritual community on YouTube, I just feel like this is this is where we're going to start and this is where we're going to end. Okay. Example: Malcolm X, then Malcolm Little, and Adolf Hitler both went to prison as criminals. Malcolm left prison as an educated, religious, and motivated man who would be instrumental in the struggle for civil rights. Thank you, Christina, for your post on Instagram. That's where I get a little piece from. Hitler would leave prison a victim, hardened in his hatred and projecting his victimhood onto his future targets, the Jewish people. Malcolm's time in prison educated his spirit and his heart and opened his mind to humanity. Adolf wrote, while suffering his personal persecution, Mein Kampf, which translates from German into English. It means my struggle. Mein Kampf, Mein Kampf. So observe, my dear, beautiful loves, that these are spiritual events and deeply personal spiritualities. These are spiritual decisions that they made. They were spiritual events in their lives where they could have chosen one destiny or they could have chosen another destiny. Spiritual describes the human spirit, or the soul, if you will. It is in choosing our emotional experiences, drawing emotional boundaries within ourselves, that determines our spirituality and therefore our lived experience. what I've been trying to mentor you in since the beginning of Scorpio season is how to have the confidence, the self value, and self esteem, and the personal willpower to cut the cords emotionally to all in your life currently that degrades and descends the brilliance of your soul and your spirituality. Because your spirituality is your day to day lived experience, just like it was for Malcolm and Adolf. It's your spirituality that determines if you'll be upset for 4 to 6 hours after listening to a disruptive or depressing piece of news segment, or if you'll feel happy, entertained, and content washing your dishes. It's your attitude, it's your emotions, it's what you're choosing, it's the boundaries that you create within yourself first. Scorpio is where we draw the line and make the cuts within ourselves first, and then in the outer world, in the relationships and the careers and the situations that we're choosing. It's low self esteem, ancestral karma, traumas, broken homes, fears, and other myriad insecurities that imprison us personally, that perpetuate our choosing more and more spiritually confining scenarios where our souls do not feel free or happy. You're in arguably one of the most important weeks in 2021. It's crucial. It's crucial, guys. There are two pronounced timelines you are presented with: leveling up to the level of spiritual resonance, spiritual regression, spiritual ascendance, or spiritual regression to choose. You'll be able to see yourself clearly in both timelines. So if you guys go back and forth this week, that's okay. That's normal, because you'll be able to see yourself familiar in the familiar and in the new. You had been choosing a familiar prison over and over emotionally, choosing your own restrictions, choosing your own confinements. And it's probably also encoded in your DNA if you are repeating destructive familial patterns, but there's a new reality opening up to you, and it's been opening up all year. All year. It's unknown territory, but you've had tastes of it in January, and more specifically in May and June of this year. Your tastes are changing. Your soul is trying to grow and evolve. I've been working on you all year to trust this process, to trust yourself. The key to this week is simply that: trust your changing tastes. Some things are going to happen anyway. Okay? Some things are going to happen anyway. They're going to happen whether you accept it. They're going to happen whether you choose it. They're going to happen whether you believe in it or not. So, is it going to happen the easy way, or is it going to happen the hard way? The longer the procrastination, the more forceful this week's eclipse will be for you. It's a partial lunar eclipse ending. And honestly, we've been feeling this energy. Eclipses can activate a month to a day before and after, or even 4 to 6 weeks before. So that takes us back to like the middle to the end of October. So it could have been that middle of October that something started to change, or that a new timeline opened up, or that you started to feel differently, or some crisis was coming up in your life. Ooh. Something's going to happen anyway. Yeah, so the longer the procrastination, the more forceful. Okay. Oh boy, it seems impossible to avoid extremes. Okay, this is another thing with eclipses. You know, when I do the new moons and the full moons, you know, I help guide you guys, you know, here and then also on the Patreon. Because and I talk about this, it's always in the context of how it's affecting you personally when I go through all the 12 zodiac signs, and I help you guys work the energy With eclipses, you don't want to activate. You don't want, it's wild energy. It's especially like this one, especially these last of this year. It's very wild. You don't want to try and like use the energy. There's just going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot coming up. It's more of like just kind of going on the ride and like controlling the self instead of trying to like, okay, let me just finish this. Okay, sorry. This is why I wrote it all out. It seems impossible to avoid extremes, but an honest confrontation can lead to an overcoming of false understanding and a release of feelings of guilt. All you have to do is love who you are, love your life, live this personal spirituality by choosing where you draw your lines emotionally. Lock into your commitment to yourself and your life. That's it. That's it. And let the chips fall where they may. You can't take people with you. You can't change other people. You only have such a limited amount of control in situations, in the career, in the work life. I want to empower you. And this is what I specialize in is energetic self-mastery, energy mastery. When you discipline and control the self, that's when you really control the world around you. Okay, you can go the Malcolm route or you can go Adolf Hitler route. Okay, Adolf had this like, I need to control the world. I need to project my lack of self-discipline, my lack of self-control, my lack of self-regulation. I'm going to project that onto others and try to control others. And that's what it is. When people in your life try to control you, it's because they cannot control themselves. So when you catch yourself trying to do this, trying to control a situation, trying to control another person, trying to manipulate someone's response, trying to lead people into a reaction of a certain way, it's because you have no control over yourself. So let's be real about it. This is such a real week this week, okay? This week we are eclipsing out something that was going to manifest, but from having lower self-esteem and lower self-value. Taurus rules value. What I care about, what I love, what's important to me. We're eclipsing out something that was going to manifest from having lower self-esteem, lack of self-love. We are ending something deep down, where our bravery and courage and self-respect thrive and fight to be brought to the surface. We're ending something that deep down we know is not true for who we are, who we're growing into and becoming. We're ending what is not true for us in the most, hopefully in the most loving way, but it is in ending what is not true for us. That is the most loving thing that we can do for ourselves. By using the power of no, by using the power of what we're saying no to. But it has to be drawn in the line in ourselves first before we can be feeling empowered enough to say no to something externally. Doesn't always happen that way, but this is how I'm like bringing us home, okay? You must release yourself of taking on baggage that is not yours to own and just be responsible for your own personal happiness, your own spirituality, no one else's. Wish them luck, wish them love, and leave them alone. You draw your boundaries within yourself. You take responsibility for your own happiness. You manage yourself and your own spirituality. And you live your day. You live your lived experience. So if you're happy washing those dishes, if you can watch the news and be detached, emotionally detached, where it doesn't bother you, or it doesn't change your life, change your day, hijack your emotional experience of your own life. What other people do is up to them. And it's their business, it's their right. And leave them alone. If they choose victimhood or entertain delusions of persecution, that's their chosen spirituality. And you respect their free will to choose, just like you want the freedom and your right to choose your own spirituality to be respected and honored. You would resent it if someone tried to manipulate you into feeling bad about yourself, wouldn't you? You would resent it if someone tried to hijack your attention Just because people in your life have loud voices, they may be barking at you and real loud and trying to, doesn't mean you have to listen. It doesn't have to permeate. And you'll realize, I don't like this feeling. I don't like the way they're barking at me. I don't like the way they're talking to me. I don't like it. I don't like the way I'm feeling right now. I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw a boundary in myself. I don't want to feel this way. Maybe you have to live with this person. Maybe it's a parent. Maybe it's your child. Maybe it's a cousin. Maybe it's whoever. Or you're at work and your boss, you draw a line with yourself. I'm not letting that get to me. I'm not going there with them. And you hold out as long as you have to before you're able to physically remove yourself from that situation. Memorialize, funeralize the old vision for your life. Mourn it appropriately. Okay, let's get into the we're going to get into the day by day of this process, but that old version of you that still believed in that old spirituality, maybe some part of you enjoyed feeling sorry for yourself because your dad felt sorry for himself, your mom felt sorry for herself. And you feeling sorry for yourself is that loyalty to them because that's what they taught you growing up. And you're afraid to evolve beyond your parent. You're afraid to evolve beyond your former state of awareness. But if this year's been showing you a new version of yourself, this year's been showing you a new taste, it feels good to feel this way. I want to feel this way. I want to explore this. You're giving yourself permission to be an individual and individuate yourself outside of your family structure, your trauma bonding, your former lived experience. So allow yourself to memorialize and funeralize that old vision for your life and who you're outgrowing, because that was you for a while. That was you. That was you at that state of awareness. So don't be so hard on yourself, but grieve it, mourn it appropriately. Okay, let's get into the day to day. If you need help with any of this at any time, it's going to be a wild week. I have some availability for the one-on-one sessions this week, but they will fill up fast. Okay. Monday, the sun in Scorpio squares Jupiter in Aquarius. Guys, look how I just love it. It's so huge. I love it. I'm sorry. Monday, the sun in Scorpio squares Jupiter in Aquarius at 23 degrees. And Venus in Capricorn squares Chiron in Aries. Okay, so that's today. Sorry. That's today. Painful emotions are coming up to the surface of your awareness, like bubbles breaking at the surface of water. I've been saying that for years now. I just love saying it. Like bubbles breaking on the surface of water because it's a clear visual. But just like those bubbles, they rise to release. They rise to be let go of and for you to let them go. So when these emotions come up, don't be afraid of them. You need to treat them with respect and kindness and love before you release it and let it go. And that teaches the other parts of you and the other pain that are going to come up in the future that it's okay. That when that does come up, that your consciousness will treat them with love and respect and kindness. So you're teaching yourself, this is like real self-soothing. You're teaching yourself how to deal with these things. So we're putting it into practice today. Venus squares Chiron, the sun in Scorpio squares Jupiter in Aquarius. Dear God. So Monday is a wake-up call to reframe your view of your future and adopt a new belief about your spirituality. Remember that spirituality is you choosing your emotions, you choosing how you're going to feel, you choose what you believe about yourself and your life. Monday, you are clarifying these two timelines to yourself emotionally. How do I feel on this timeline? How am I going to feel on this timeline? You must recognize the difference between how you respond to both. There are two different ways of managing yourself emotionally, and that's how you distinguish between these two timelines. Okay? and therefore spiritually. How you choose to respond emotionally is what makes all the difference in the world. Every day of your life, but like really this week. Okay? One way of managing yourself is familiar, comfortable, but it's outdated. The other is stronger, sober, more empowered, and newer. That is it harbinger or harbinger? I don't know. This is the problem with people that read and don't speak. It's the whatever of the future self. That future self is going to be confident. You're going to be confident in that version of yourself, but it's still new right now. When we're leveling, it's new. We're not used to that, but that will be the new normal. You have to acknowledge and reconcile difficult emotions so you can commit to being strong in your new reality. So, this is your relationship to yourself that you've got to acknowledge. It's the pain of the traumas or whatever kept you from making a new decision for yourself because we're at a crossroads. This is you choosing the timeline. This is when you choose. Okay, it's these little decisions. It's like the decisions in a moment that we make that end up changing the course of our lives. Okay, so I'm trying to pack as much into this moment for you as possible. So this is why I'm saying like this week there may be some back and forth, some vacillation. You'll feel confident one moment and then you'll feel very insecure the next moment. You're like on that fence, man. You guys are like, whoa, okay. So don't be afraid if you wobble a little bit. Be gentle with yourself. Like acknowledge what comes up for you. But have the consciousness to know that you're gonna be strong in the new reality. That's eventual, but you have to choose it. Okay, so that's Monday. Okay. Tuesday. Oh, mother of pearl. Hold on. Let me write this. I'm glad I got this now. Okay. Hold on. Let me do that again. Let's try that one again. Tuesday. Mother of pearl. The sun sextiles Pluto at 24 degrees, Scorpio and Capricorn. This is nice. This is really nice. Tuesday's nice. Embrace your rebirth. So when V for Vendetta came out, I was with my ex-beau and it was around his birthday. So and we're super into that stuff. So I got him the graphic novel and a bunch of like V stuff, like V, like not just like not like merchandise, but just like that whole energy, the whole energy. He was V that year for Halloween. Like it was just fun. It was just really fun. So after that movie, I saw that movie. Okay, so going through personal hardships after that, including my own institutionalized trauma, which I've endured, like many people, like V had gone through. And that's what I connected with in V personally. I always visualized myself coming out of whatever hardship I was going through, like him, ablaze, on fire, scorned, scarred, burned, but a survivor and never someone's victim. This aspect can see you like V, Sun sextile Pluto, if you choose it. Because you can also be Adolf Hitler and entertain this victimhood, these delusions of persecution, hatred of the world, and try to change things that you cannot change in yourself. You can accept the birth of a new life on Tuesday. That means accepting the death of the old life. You may not feel totally confident yet. Like I said, this is a lot of back and forth this week. For some of you, it's like you already know. Some of you that have already been committed to this, that have been really going with the changes this year and trying and wanting it. I want to feel different. I can feel myself craving the past and craving trauma and craving the same decisions, the same mistakes, but I don't want it anymore. I don't want to crave my traumas anymore. I want to crave what's good for me. I want to like what's good for me. I want to make good decisions. You have to have moments like that. That's when you can do it. That's when you can shift the timeline. But be patient with yourself. as well. You can accept the birth of a new life. That means accept the death of the old life. You may not feel totally confident yet, and will see people killing their dreams and regressing and descending because of it. So people are going to harden in their Hitler mentality. They're going to harden in their delusions of persecution, in their victimhood. They're going to, no matter what, they're going to feel like the victim, no matter what's going on, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what's going on in the world, no matter what. And I know it's hard to believe, but the world is as evolved as it's like ever freaking, almost just as it's ever freaking been, at least in a long time. Okay. The world was like so violent before they even started recording murders and stuff. So it's like perspective. But anyway, um, people will be killing their own dreams and then feeling sorry for themselves afterwards and feeling like a victim, and like it's ugly. And if you're trying to pull someone out of a depression, if you're trying to, you cannot take anyone with you. You're just tying your karma to them, and you're just, the more you want them to survive, the more you want to take them with you. You want to do that for yourself, but you don't know that yet. You're just projecting. This is what separates people living in the new earth and people living in the past. And I have it here, watch Children of Men. God, okay. Children of Men. Dear God. Me and my movies, I swear. Hello, Wednesday. Wednesday. So on Wednesday, here we go, man. Wednesday, the moon is in Taurus. Oh my God, now we're really in it. Mars is in Scorpio, opposing Uranus in Taurus, retrograde at 12 degrees. This is what I've been, so I mentor people, and we do these Zooms every week. I love doing this with my highest tier people over on Patreon. And so I've been telling everyone, I've been warning everyone about this day. I don't know for like how long. So Wednesday, this is the new era. If you're doing it the easy way, if you're doing it and let me say this, the easy way is still hard. The easy way is the conscious way, where you're like, okay, I know I'm making this change. I know I'm going to be scared. I know it's going to be new and unfamiliar. I know it. I know that, but I want to feel different. And I want that change. And I want to believe in my dream. And I want to believe in myself. I don't yet. I'm not all the way there, but I want to be there. Shit. I want it. I want to feel confident. I know I don't right now, but God help me. I want to. You know? So that's like the easy way. The hard way is if you're really resisting everything and you're fighting it. And you're like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to stay the same. I want to stay the same. I don't want any of that stuff. I want to keep believing what I want. I'm going to keep criticizing. I'm going to keep projecting. I'm going to keep pushing other people down. I'm going to keep bullying people. I'm going to keep criticizing anyone that talks about this stuff. Like, you know, it's like, it's very, very negative. It's very, very critical. It's very immature. Okay. So if you're listening to people having arguments against all of this, let them think that in peace. And the more they try to change your mind, they don't want you to grow because they cannot grow. They're resisting it. Okay. So just like see that that's their spirituality. Even if they don't believe in spirituality, no, they're choosing these emotions. They're choosing this perspective. And that is their lived experience. And that's their spirituality, because that's their level of spirit. That's their soul. That's their emotion. That's what they're choosing. Listen, you came here to learn lessons, and you and I, if you're watching me right now, if you've ever watched me ever before, you and I are connecting, and you and I both decided before you and I incarnated in these bodies and these meat suits to talk about this. Okay? I'm just doing what I promised you I would do before we got here. Okay? Back to the shit show. Because it is a shit. Wednesday is going to be a shit show. Like regardless. Kind of regardless. Okay? So it's the easy way or the hard way. I already said that. Okay, back to the shit show. You are putting your actions where your self-worth is consciously or unconsciously. Okay. Remember, the crises that come about in our lives are what we've manifested on a subconscious level because we are trying to learn these lessons. We are trying to grow through it. And then when we grow through it, at the end of it, it's not a crisis anymore because we've matured to the spiritual level to be able to deal with that crisis. Is anyone still here? Oh, awesome. Okay. I know this is like a lot, but you guys can do this. I believe in you. Okay. The eclipse portal is open. And when we talk about portals, it's an energetic portal. It's when you can do these big jumps and these big leaps and shift your timelines. Whereas before, it's like everything feels the same. It doesn't feel like it's ever going to change. And I feel like I'm doomed forever to stay in this loop. And I don't feel like nothing's ever going to change, that it has to be this way. There's no portals opening at that time. So when we're saying portals are opening, that's what we mean, is that change can happen. You can change from the inside out. Okay. Okay. The eclipse portal is open and expect chaos to ensue. Excuse me. Lots of people working this energy unconsciously are attracting crises into their lives. So, like, let that happen. Let people have their breakdowns. Let them have their moment. Okay, we this isn't the only eclipse we've ever been through. We've been through many eclipses, and they change different they change different sorry, my phone's going off. They change different. Goodness gracious, mother of pearl, what was I going to say? Hold on. Oh, they change different signs every year and a half. So you know what I'm saying. So we moral story, we've been through, we go through this, and we have these different opportunities to level up or level down. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So that's okay. Okay, attracting crises into their lives, that's okay. It's exciting. Okay, I have my Venus in Sag, so I look at life as one big adventure. Okay, when things get really dangerous, I'm like, whoa. This is the part of the movie, of the Natalie movie, where the hero has to overcome some fucking danger. It's attitude. Attitude is your spirituality. Put it that way. Remember Malcolm, Adolf, and V. You get to choose who you're going to be. I didn't even try to rhyme. So, cut the cord to what's holding you back, personally, emotionally, the inside. Cut out your insecurities. You are choosing a new timeline that reflects a more confident, higher self value you. Honestly, be honest with yourself about this, okay? Before, before, in the before time, you settled for less because you didn't believe your corrupted spirituality reflected you didn't really believe more or better. That's why you chose to settle. It's okay. Things are changing. Destiny changes for all of us this week. You'll hear about very surprising breakups, like in the guys, let's just call it. Oh, it was the spring of 2020 that I predicted that Britney was going to get out of her conservatorship by the end of 2021. And that was at a time when everyone just thought she was never getting out, because no one in the history of conservatorship had ever gotten out of conservatorship. So it wasn't entirely, unbelievable, but I'm just saying. Okay. So that's another prediction. We're hear about some breakups this week. It's going to be companies folding, people company partners splitting up, splits, because not everyone will choose to elevate their spirituality and their attitude and their emotional, what they're choosing, but some will. Some will. Oh God, here's what I don't want to talk about, but I have to do you guys due diligence and honest and okay. Also on Wednesday, hold on, let me just, dear God. Okay. Also on Wednesday's a big day. Venus enters shadow. I think it's 11 degrees, 4 minutes of Capricorn. Our tastes are changing. It will be the end of January, going into February 2022, that we will be able to see clearly and truly appreciate what the significance of November 17th will have meant to us spiritually and in our spirituality, and everything that follows November 17th through March 2nd of 2022. I'm just going to tell you guys, this is going to be a painful Venus retrograde. I need to keep my place here. It's going to be, because I keep going off script, what I wrote for you guys. It'll be a painful Venus retrograde. And that's the point. Because pain is the greatest teacher. Unless you choose to make your spirituality feeling sorry for yourself and hating the world, then you go through pain, you don't learn. Because you'd rather feel sorry for yourself. You'd rather hate the world and hate people and just be like, and you know what? We're like that. We live that experience until we're ready to choose something different for ourselves. So don't judge yourself and don't judge other people. Let people go through what they got to go through. Everyone's on their own personal timeline. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to push people into this stuff. It has to be their own choice. It has to be their own decision. They have to choose it. Okay? I feel like this is really hard for married people because like you already married them. And if they go through a big depression, they go through a big cycle and you're riding high, it's like, that's pretty hard. I give it up to you guys. Like, that's really hard to hold space for that and let them own their karma. Because that's what it is. You respect people in their own timeline, making their own choices. And if you don't ever see them coming out, maybe that leads to the degradation of the relationship and the breakdown when someone wants to be fucking miserable and the other person wants to be a high vibrational, spiritually enlightened, self-empowered being. Yeah, that, how long is that gonna? We're gonna hear about some breakups this week because of that. Okay. Back to this Venus retrograde. Sorry. Oh, the last Venus retrograde was May through June of 2020 in Gemini. That fucked me up badly. Just being honest here. Before that, the last Venus retrograde was October through December of 2018. That was super fucked up too, for me personally. That was Libra into Scorpio. The last Venus retrograde in Capricorn was January through March of 2014. That was beautiful and awesome and wonderful for me. So I'm hoping that this one goes better for me. I'm hoping. Gotta have hope. Okay, but I'll prepare you for the worst of it though, just in case this is a bad one for you or like a really, okay, let me prepare you. And this is where we get the benefit of my experience. Okay, preparing you for the worst. October through December 2018, that Venus retrograde. I was deeply scarred and wounded from an abusive relationship. I was back at my mom's. I ran out of money, had zero work lined up ahead of me, and it was like getting into rock bottom. Like, it was just like my whole life was like totally blown to smithereens. My self-image, I had just come off of a great like screenwriting job, and it was just like really fucked up. I fucked everything up. I had this abusive relationship with an abusive stuntman. Oh, God. And my dad's side of the family, instead of supporting me, bullied me. They patronized me. They gaslit me. They hurt me deeply. They ganged up on me, and it was ugly. I cut those cords because of a promise I had made to myself when I was a little girl. I thought that gutted me because I was a daddy's girl. Like, I loved my father. Like I put him up on a pedestal, loved him to pieces, thought he promised me, Natalie, I'm always in your corner, no matter what. No matter what. You can talk to me about anything. I will always support you no matter what. He didn't. I thought that gutted me. I love my little sister. I had been trying to take her out for pancakes for months. She kept blowing me off. I was trying to get an apartment with her. so I could be with my niece and see my niece more and have it be the three of us. And because her mother, my sister is technically my half sister, we have different mothers. Yeah, my father had 3 different children with 3 different women. Because her mother was making it really difficult for me to see my niece. She was always changing the dates and the times when I can pick her up and when I had to have her back. And it made it really hard for me to plan things to do with her because I had to drive like kind of a long way to get her. And like it was just really, her mom just made it really difficult. She just made it really difficult to see her. Whew. I thought that was bad. I thought that was pretty bad, but nothing compared to the Venus retrograde of May through June of 2020 in Gemini. You guys know that Gia died. I thought losing my dad and my sister was a crisis. Take it from me. I don't want you guys to suffer the way I did. Take it from me, guys. If someone turns on you, it was in them all along. And they were waiting for a time when they thought you wouldn't recover to push you down further, to keep you at rock bottom. That Venus retrograde taught me I couldn't lose what I never had. But Gia, that love was real. That was the real loss. 1,000,000 times worse than losing the illusion of love that I thought I had from my father and my sister. Last year's Venus retrograde struck the deepest bell of my soul. And I am immensely grateful that I had all of you to support me during that time. The way you guys reached out to me was like, thank you. Thank you guys for being there. You guys were the real ones that were there for me when I lost something real in my life. Thank you. Thank you very much. So Wednesday begins some deep digging into what is real, of real value in your life. What is just an illusion of value, and what and where you are wasting time and precious energy, and what you hold most dear in your heart of hearts that you will hate yourself for taking for granted. I pray you don't lose that preciousness to learn the lesson like I did. If you do lose it, that preciousness between now and March, trust that it serves a purpose. Because losing Gia in physical form taught me how to communicate with her on the other side, and it opened up a new ability for me psychically to learn and to use and to practice. Fucking yay. Would I have chose that for myself? Fuck no. No fucking way. I would have kept her here forever. Thursday. The moon is still in Taurus and Mercury's in Scorpio, trining Neptune retrograde in Pisces at 20 degrees. Saturn reaches 7 degrees Aquarius. God damn. You will know what you're over. You'll know what you're over if you had been lying to yourself all week or all year. Let me just give you the answer. You can accept it or not. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just doing my part. You'll know you're done feeling a certain way. That's the answer. That's what you know you're done. You're like, I'm done feeling this way. I'm done being angry at you. I'm done fighting with you. I'm done arguing with you. I'm done trying to bring you to my side. I'm done trying to convince you. I'm done. I'm just done. I'm done feeling this way. That's the key. And you'll feel better about closing out the era of you feeling that way, of you feeling a certain way. You'll likely commit to it in some way. you'll likely commit to these boundary changes. So remember, it's the boundary you draw within yourself first. It's within yourself first. Um, it's a boundary you draw within yourself first through self honesty. Thank you. Then you change your physical reality, putting up those boundaries with people and situations. You're simply done. And that's freeing. That's when you set yourself free. Free yourself at any time from feeling bad or guilty or shame or fearful or insecure. Or choose to stay a victim of life so you can keep feeling sorry for yourself. That's Thursday. Friday. Friday. I'm in love. Welcome to the partial lunar eclipse in Taurus. This is the day it happens. It's a very long eclipse. It happens like 3 hours. And Venus trines Uranus retrograde from Capricorn to Taurus at 12 degrees. So potent personal truths are exposed. And perhaps truths and secrets are being exposed too. Full moons are when secrets come to light. And a full moon lunar eclipse, even a partial lunar eclipse, can be some big old secrets coming to light. So remember, this energy is activating all week. So whenever you're feeling it, you can be proactive and get ahead of it and stay ahead of the curve, stay ahead of the energy, or you can resist it and push back and let it blow up. Okay. Now, this is not all happening all at once. It's going to unfold over time, but you'll know what the primary what is that's changing in your life and the new destiny that you're choosing for yourself. You'll know that. You may make some final cuts, into your new era. Behaviors, that's Uranus. Behaviors follow new attitudes of self-value. Guys, actions are the only thing that matter these next few weeks. Don't take anyone's promises seriously. Watch what they do and believe their actions. That tells you if they mean it. That tells you if they're serious. Okay. We're putting it into motion this week. Yeah, it's a big week. It's been in motion, like really intense the last 4 to 6 weeks since mid-October. It's been in motion all year with the ongoing Saturn-Uranus square. Like, this has been leading it. It's all been leading up to now. Okay. So the saying. We're putting it into motion this week. We do or we do not. There is no try. The Venus-Uranus trine I absolutely love because it can be a lot easier to break out of low self-esteem. It could be like a light switch where it's just like, boom, I'm over it. Boom, I'm done. Whoa, I woke up and I feel different. Oh my God. I like that a lot. I love it because it can be a lot easier to break out of low self-esteem, like a light switch after struggling for years or this entire year rather. I told you guys back in January we were coming back, and here we are with the Venus and Capricorn energy. Okay, so now you have the year under your belt through this lived experience, everything that you've lived through since January. We're coming back. Here we are. We're changing destinies, and you're letting go of a destiny that you thought you were on since 2012 when you didn't think you were worth much and you settled for less. You believed a certain destiny because you were afraid or you were insecure or you didn't perceive a new option. But what opened up this year, I don't know why I did that, but what opened up this year, you were shown, you lived this year, okay? So that was Friday. Saturday, Saturn's day. Oh, God, I'm exhausted of this week already, and I'm just talking about it. Saturday, Mercury squares Jupiter at 23 degrees, Scorpio and Aquarius, respectively. Okay, so Life is shocking and exciting. You're continuing pulling apart your old spirituality, your old attitude, your old emotions, your old decisions of how you're going to feel when you wake up this day, what you're going to believe in about your life and about the world around you. Saturday is a lot like today, Monday. Okay? Like the shock, like the realizations, okay? Today, Monday, it's the sun. It's the sun. You're changing your beliefs about where your life can go and your identity. And Saturday, you're changing the wiring in your brain and you're changing your beliefs of how you think. Your attitude is changing. Your tastes mentally are changing of the thoughts you choose to think. So when you catch yourself stewing about the guy that cut you off on the road earlier in the day, you're going to catch yourself and go, I don't want to feel this way anymore. That was hours ago that happened. Why am I still so upset? Why am I stewing on this? I'm going to make a different choice. I'm going to choose to pull my focus onto myself and I'm going to go write a pilot. I'm going to go write a novel. I'm going to go write a new riff on the guitar. I'm going to go write a poem. Sorry, I'm a writer, so I'm like thinking of writing things, but like you're going to go do something else. You're just going to choose something different for yourself, okay? But you have to try and you have to want it. If you want to be angry, you will find anything to be angry about. This is why this is such like a these are like such big red flags in the people around you. Like what is their spirituality that they're choosing? Because if they want to be angry, if they want to be hateful, if they want to be in conflict with something or someone, they will find anything to be angry about. They will find anything in some other person to get into a conflict about. Your attitude is changing and it's empowering. And that's what I want to do. I want to empower you, okay? So just take it that way. You might be a little wobbly from the week. You might be a little wobbly by the end of the week from the week that you've lived through. So if you're still doubting yourself, if you've cut the cord, okay, that old version of you is freshly cut down to pieces, but they still have like an electrical charge, like little body parts, like moving around trying to survive, even though it's technically dead. It's still got that little charge. It's like little zombie pieces of you. There's the yod with Mars and Venus. Okay. There's so just look at it that way. When you have like the doubts and the fears and the shock coming up like at the end of the week, just see that as like the parts of you that are cut off and they're dead and they're dying, but they still have some juice left. Like, you know, that's all. Ask yourself, how do you feel after these decisions? Try on that new spirituality. How is it fitting? Choosing these new thoughts and choosing these new emotions. Choosing to feel better, empowered, self honest, higher self value, taking responsibility for your happiness will feel good. It'll feel good when you're like, I'm going to decide to be happy today no matter what. If they want to decide to be a freaking miserable, complaining, hateful person, that's not my responsibility. Why would I take on that karma? Can't change anyone's mind. No, but we're all choosing together. If you are the head of the household, if you have children, if you are the head of the family, and you set the tone right. Don't make every fucking person in the house miserable around you just because you're fucking miserable. Sorry, that was really harsh. But come on, let's do this. You guys are leaders. You guys are taking responsibility for your lives. You guys are changing your destinies. You guys are shifting timelines. Everyone that observes you from the home to the grocery store need to see you strong in your conviction. That's how you change the world. If you don't like the way the world is, if it's depressing, that's how you change it. By the individual in your family, your nuclear little family. That's how you change the world. Truly. Because just like you want the presidents of some countries to act different or do things that are better for the environment or for the rights of everybody, they need people around them that are as strong as you want to be this week. So you have to be that for everyone in your life because you just never know. You never know who needs to see you strong. I believe in you. Trust that. See, I'm digressing even if I write it out. Take responsibility for your happiness. That'll feel good. Trust that. Trust yourself. You have to want that for yourself. You do. You really have to want that for your own personal self, not for anybody else. Tying yourself and your happiness to another person is just fear and projection. You want that other person to stop smoking because you want to be able to control yourself and you want self-discipline. So you're focusing on that person instead of looking at yourself. Everyone is an individual and the maker of their own destiny. So, good luck and choose wisely. I'm going to leave Sunday. Next week is a totally different week. A totally different week with a totally different vibe. And I'm not even going to go there until we get there. So I'm just going to leave you guys with this last little tarot spread to take a look at what's going on. Tarot, tarot, tarot. Hello, welcome to the tarot. Let's take a look at the tarot. Let's see what message wants to come through. I'm using the Hermetic Tarot. This is a really cool deck. A lot of esoteric symbolism. Where's my screen? I look all like powdery or something. Okay. Anyway, let's take a look. Let's take a little. I really went in. What is the message that we need to know about this week ahead, please? That the tarot would like to elaborate on or emphasize. But you guys got the drill. You guys got that. You guys got the assignment. Oh, the sun, the happy baby, Lord of the fire of the world. The sun. This is a yes card. This is a yes answer. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to your personal happiness. It's about you. Oh, and the universe. This is the world in the tarot. This is the world. The great one of the night of time. Wow. So you are graduating this week. Congratulations. You are completing a massive cycle of personal development that's probably taken a long time for you to get to this point. Okay. Wow. Wow. You really are graduating. Like you're just like giving yourself permission to be happy. You are like, yes, my dreams, they're coming true because I'm choosing them and I'm like doing what I need to do. Yes. You know, it's very self-empowering. There's protection here. There might even be accolades. There might be awards. There might be like notoriety. There could be positive feedback. There could be people might be actually congratulating you this week for some achievement or something that you've gone through or something that you're putting out there in the world. You might be getting attention. There might be ooh, the 10 of Wands, Lord of Oppression. Wow. So you are letting go of some burdens. You're letting go of like, you know, it should be, when I tell you this, it should be a relief. Like, oh, I don't have to like be responsible for someone else's depression. I don't have to be responsible for someone else's alcoholism. I don't have to be, I don't have to be responsible. You know, it's like, oh, thank goodness. I only have to control myself. I only have to focus on myself. I only have to focus on me being happy and me being fulfilled and my own spirituality. Oh, what a load off. You are letting it go. You know, and like I said, memorialize, funeralize, like whatever you're putting to bed, whatever you're putting to rest, whatever your jobs and relationships and situations you're letting go of, you know, it served a purpose in your life when you were at that state of awareness. And it just got heavy and it turned into a form of oppression. You're also clearing your schedule too. That's cool. This is the week, man. Oh, we have the devil. Capricorn energy, Lord of the gates of matter. God, this is so freaking cool. I don't know if you guys can see it like clearly, but it's way cool. You guys We're going to stop it there. Oh, yeah, we are. 10 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, Lord of Wealth. 2 tens, and then 3 major arcana. So there is this fate and destiny taking the wheel this week. And with this devil energy, Lord of the Gates of Matter, Capricorn energy, there's Capricorn, Scorpio energy playing out this week. You guys are really overcoming your own codependencies, overcoming your own hindrances, insecurities. The devil is what we chain ourselves to by choice. We pick our poison with the devil. We choose to be around people that are a bad influence that we know. We choose it. We all pick our poison, and that's you. And but it's also overcoming that. It's overcoming the impulse to self-destruct and self-sabotage and take the reins back and control your own life. You're separating from takers too. The 10 of Wands and the devil energy, the devil, low vibration Capricorn. This came up in one of my weeklies like last week, I think. Low vibrational Capricorn energy are takers. They're people that take as much as they can get for free without giving anything in return. Corporate psychopathy, okay? Capricorn rules structures and leadership and public positions and power and governmental arms, okay? And all that is super corrupt. Corporate psychopathy, all it is taking from the employees and not giving them anything back. Just like every generation, we lose rights that we never get back. Capricorn energy at its lowest, take. Selfishness, greed, corruption, controlling others, irresponsibly, abusively. Higher vibration Capricorn energy shares power. Like what I do with you guys, I empower you. I want you to rise. I want you to overcome yourself. And therefore, you'll overcome everything that's in front of you externally. Higher vibration Capricorn energy can share power and share with others. The 10 of Wands with this devil energy, you're letting go of people and situations that take from you, taking your life force, taking your time, taking your energy, and not giving you anything in return. And you allowed it to happen, and you took on more takers because you didn't feel like you deserved any better or to advocate for yourself. You're letting go of some selfish people, some selfish situations, some situations that don't serve you. And you're like, but it's because you're choosing happiness. It's because you're coming full circle and you're like, oh my God, this is really beautiful. And 10 of Pentacles, this is a change that's going to last you a very long time. And maybe even financially, that you're not financially wasting money, wasting your life. Okay. You have like a whole new self-value here. And this is gonna last the rest of your life. You could be totally changing like your retirement plan. This is beautiful, to be honest. This is way beautiful. So you're also at the peak experience with this 10 of Pentacles of really realizing what you're going to take into the future and how you're going to value yourself moving forward. And you might even be, for some of you, this is a very big career moment for you where like you're getting, like I said, notoriety or attention, and you're letting go of the takers like on your rise to the top so that you have more for yourself. And the more you have for yourself, the more you can create for yourself. And so if anyone's been struggling financially, it's because of the takers around you. They're taking your mental energy. Remember what I said at the top of this? Just because people are loud doesn't mean you have to listen to them. People at work, your family, your friends, your spouse, you're fucking cutting those cords, dude. You're cutting that out. You should be around people that are affirmative, that pump you up, that build confidence in you. Yes, you can. Yes, you can do this. You know, and it's like giving to you, giving you energy, giving you time, giving you just like sharing the power. So I love this 10 of Pentacles. You're building, like, so financially, you're gonna have, like, more for yourself. Maybe you're making some very wise investments. Maybe you're learning more about investing. Maybe you are having a new attitude change about wealth and finances. So, honestly, this looks freaking gorgeous. I love this. And, the time is up with this 10 of wands. Like, you carried it for, like, you carried these takers for, like, way too long, but you chose them. So honor that version of yourself that was choosing these takers. Memorialize it. Say, wow, holy shit. Because I'm telling you, Wednesday, oh my God, the Venus retrograde, like, especially in Capricorn, oh my God, you're really going to see the people that have been taking from you and distracting you from what really mattered in your life, from something that was right in front of you that you were taking for granted because you were choosing these takers. And they don't want you to value what's real because they want to keep taking from you. They want to keep taking your energy, your charisma, your money, your whatever, your energy, your time. These are people that are likely crossing your time and energy boundaries, mental boundaries, financial boundaries, maybe even physical boundaries. But you're making a different choice to choose happiness for yourself. And that's what's empowering you to make this different choice because you're adopting a new spirituality, new attitude. Oh, over an hour. My goodness gracious. Well, thank you all for this energy work. Holy moly masticholi. But honestly, guys, this is beautiful. I love this tarot spread for you, especially for this week, because it's like you're doing it. And if this message gets to just one of you, and one of you can do this week and cut that cord and choose a higher dimension and choose that higher timeline for yourself, that's good for me. Because I served my purpose here in talking to you about this. And if this gets to just one of you, I feel good about what I did. Okay. Oh, I love you guys too, guys. I love you guys. Have a fantastic week. I will be back here for Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. I'm going to do tarot talk, and then I'm going to do Capricorner. And then we have some Zooms today. So it's a very full, beautiful Monday. Enjoy the rest of your day. And until next week, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.